welcome back to the commentary zone. On the docket today, we have Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 12, episode 2, Receipt Offender. Guys, as you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, tell a friend, come and join the little conversation. All right. Hey, welcome back. Hey, Susan.
Hey, Susan.
um, so this episode was interesting for me. I like the new Sutton. I love the new Sutton. Sutton is here. She is remembering what y'all did to her last season.
Yep.
And she don't care. She got her receipts. And she ain't backing down from nobody. Like, I kept on hearing that. I'm going to date myself. That old, I think it's a Tom Petty song, Won't Back Down.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that in my head every time I see Sutton. And Garcelle got it together. Garcelle found the appropriate balance to support her friend without looking like she's taking sides with the other people in the group.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Love it. And Erica can go.
Right.
I think she's reached her expiration point.
I just love when Sutton says, Erica said, well, am I going to get an apology? She's like, no. And Erica's like, why not? She's like, because I don't like you.
But you notice that she said it without even looking at her, as if she's
right.
like an annoying gnat, that you're not, like, your focus is solely on Lisa Rinna. But,
right.
you know, I'm multitasking, shoo fly, you know? Ciao. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so it's 2 days after the break-in, and we open up with Dorit and PK talking. You know, he is truly admiring how she is handling this traumatic situation that has happened to her. And the kids are getting accustomed to having the personal security in the house. They have boarded up the slider that was shattered. Maybe now they will turn on their burglar alarm. And a lot of people have been online saying, wait, wasn't she burgled back in season 9? If you were burgled once already, wouldn't you turn on your security alarm?
Yeah. All day, every
day. Well, anyway, let's hope that she learns from this. She says that the reason why she feels like she's handling it that well is because of the teachings of her father. Her father, Shalom, I think that was his name. We see a picture of him. He was a paratrooper in the Israeli army, I think she said.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this really early this morning, y'all. She learned it from her dad, and she tells a story about a bee and whatever. She just wants to get back to normal. And I think in her head, the normal is filming, dressing up, and going out with her friends.
Right.
But you also have to deal with your trauma.
Yeah.
So this is just a Band-Aid on a festering wound.
Yeah,
but okay.
I agree with her friends. You need to go see somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Sooner than later.
PK says that it was very nice of Rinna offering to cancel Harry's birthday party, but he was never going to let her do that. She was never going to cancel that party.
No. That was probably her one event for the year. She's not canceling that.
Yeah. Let's see. Kyle and Lisa meet up for lunch. Lisa goes into this big long diatribe about congratulating Kyle on having the #1 movie in the country. They talk about Erica being better, and I don't know. Then we see like Erica didn't like the LA Times article about Garcelle, Sutton, and Crystal, and that Sutton, you know, keeps on bringing up Erica's issues, whatever she does. So Erica is focusing on Sutton again this season. We noticed that Kyle is focusing on Sutton this season. And now Lisa is jumping on the bandwagon, focusing on Sutton this season. Y'all think that because of the way how she behaved last year, with always crying and with her roller thing, that she's an easy target for y'all? Sutton got a surprise for y'all.
Right. I'm not playing with y'all this season. She's like, y'all. I think with her, she's like, y'all got me last season. Fine, whatever. But we not. But she now. Here's the thing with her. She's very smart. I think now she's like, okay, you show me who you are. I see you. I know what to expect now. Same thing happened with Garcelle in her second season. Like she was like, oh, okay, I see. Now I'm not gonna play with you no more. And we saw Garcelle, like the first season, Garcelle trying to get along, everyone be cool, blah, blah. Then she saw them last season. Well, she saw them the first season, actually. She's like, okay, I got you. Second season, she's like, I'm really not going to try to play with you too much. You know, it's going to be a thing as a thing. And now this third season, she's like, now she's just going to let them have it. This is what is an evolution. And something's going through the same evolution. Like, the first season she just came in, she's supposed to be a diamond holder. She wasn't. She was a friend. So she's like, I'm going to be cool, whatever. Second season, she started to do the whole, like, I see you, well, still gonna try to be cool. And then as that second season went on, same with Garcelle, she just stopped really trying to play with them like that, and she just said what she had to say. Now this season, her third, she's all, I'm just gonna let all y'all have it right now with the receipts and everything.
Lisa also mentions that Harry had to send Sutton, because she brings up that thing from Watch What Happens Live about the charity event tickets. And she says that Harry had to send a text to Sutton telling her to stop it, that they're invited to this every year. I don't see Harry getting that involved.
No.
And the reason why I said that, remember when they were at the birthday party and the boys separate and go off to the side? When Harry joins the table and Crystal's husband asks, well, what are we doing? Like he didn't get the memo. Harry says, oh, they're going to be over there bickering, and he's not even involved in that. He doesn't care. He's making his one contractual obligated appearance this season, and he's done. Oh, God. Anyway, next we see Sutton and Crystal meet up to have crepe cake. And it's something that she took to the desert last year, and she really loves it, and they talk about it. Crystal asked Sutton, so how are you and Erica coming along? And Crystal said, yeah, we're besties. Like, wait, Sutton says something like, we're besties. Yeah, I'm going over to her house to braid her hair later or something.
I missed the last part because of time and the app buffering, even though I recorded it. I'm like, are you serious? So I got up to the part where they're talking about the pancake cake. I got up to that part, and the vanilla crumbles.
Yeah, so Crystal basically asked Sutton, how's her relationship with Erica, hoping that there's been some progress. And Sutton is just a little sarcastic, and she just says, yeah, we're best friends. I go over to her house every day. We braid each other's hair. Not.
Right.
But again, that scene also shows the development of their relationship, that they can talk about stuff like that. So I did like that. Let's see. We see Lisa getting ready for Harry's party, and we get a little background on Diana Jenkins. We find out that she's 48, but she had a baby last year when she was 47. She's kind of like this mysterious accent. I tuned out with Lisa talking. The other ladies are also getting ready. Next, we get to the venue. The majority of this episode was spent at his birthday party.
Yeah.
Okay. Let this be the one and only event that Lisa has this year. But kudos to the Andaz Hotel. Let's see. They get to the event space early so that they can put down place cards. And instead of Lisa sitting up next to her husband, Dorit is sitting next to her husband with PK on the other side and Mauricio and Kyle. Like, it's a weird seating arrangement because Lisa's sitting at the opposite end of the table, but not facing her husband. She's sitting in between Erica and Diane.
Yep, very strategic. Good job.
Wait, is Diana right?
Diana.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck up her name a lot. I'm sorry, y'all. So Harry is just like, how much longer do we have of this? Whatever. In the cars, now there's 2 cars coming to the event. The Kyle, Mauricio, Dorit, PK car. And then it is the Sutton, Crystal, and her husband. His name is Rob.
Rob Minkoff, yes.
Yes, Susan, the cake did look good. Okay, so they're in the second car. So in the first car, Kyle, they're all wondering if Sutton is coming, especially after the supposed text that Harry Hamlin sent to her. Now, I know Sutton compartmentalizes some of these women. Mm-hmm. But if I received a text like that from Harry Hamlin, would I be going to his birthday party? No.
I would, just to show you can't intimidate me.
I would.
I'm just that kind of person.
Oh my God. But we thinking about Sutton with all of her Southern gentility.
That's true.
You know, that's why I don't think that a text was sent, and I wish somebody would bring that up. So PK asked if Sutton came over to visit Dorit after the event, the break-in. And she goes, no, but we're not those kind of friends. I did get a text from her, I think she said. Then Kyle brings up that she's a little uncomfortable because of what was said by Sutton at her Bel Air house where they met. And then that Sutton, on the day that it happened, was posting on her IG Thirsty Thursday margaritas as if nothing happened to their dear friend. Well, what time was that? Did she know about it?
Right.
And she probably has a social media manager who's doing all of that.
Right. I'm sorry. I don't see Sutton doing her own social media. I just don't. To be honest.
Kyle is saying that Sutton's behavior is just inappropriate. And maybe she just has a different reason for feeling that way. And then she tells Dorit and PK what Sutton said about, well, I guess I didn't have a gun held to my head, which sets off PK. Great move, Kyle. Like, I wish we can find out something more interesting about you instead of causing divisiveness within your castmates as your storyline. I didn't like it last year. I don't like it this year.
I hate to say this. This is probably the reason why her and Kathy always fall out. Just saying things that don't need to be said at the wrong time.
Oh, Susan, Erica disgusted you. Well, we get into Erica. Now, in Sutton and Crystal's car, was Sutton saying something about how she's like an empath and she really feels for Dorit?
Well, see, here's the thing. I got up to the part where, let me back up. I got up to the part where we learned more about Diana and her life and stuff like that, and how she grew up broke and all them good things. That's as far as I got. I don't think I got to the part with the cars. So you're gonna have to drive the ship on this one.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought you said it was only buffering. I didn't realize that it cut out completely. Okay.
Yeah, it was. So I was watching it, and if it had not buffered throughout, I probably could have got through the whole show before we come on air, but that didn't happen.
Oh my God.
Stupid app.
Oh my Lord.
Bravo, one of y'all stupid.
Did you watch it? Did you record it on Bravo or on Xfinity?
Xfinity.
Bravo had it. Bravo had it this
Of
morning.
course, of course, of course
Yeah.
they did. Of course they did.
I check everywhere. I check everywhere when I go to do the thumbnails. Let's see. Um, let's see. Erica arrives to the party. I noticed that she got her old style director back, so now she's looking decent again. Did you notice that?
Yes.
Hey, as long as she can find somebody to pay for him, okay.
Exactly. Hey,
Garcelle
that's fine.
arrives. Yeah, Garcelle arrives and talks to Harry, gives him a present, and he tells her that they're having spaghetti bolognese on the menu. Cut to Garcelle's confessional, and she's like, "Oh Lord, we having pasta sauce again. Who I gotta go and run and thank for this? Good one, Garcelle."
She said she's gonna make sure she runs to the chef and says, thank you for the
Mm-hmm.
sauce."
Mm-hmm. Sutton arrives with Crystal and her husband, and immediately Sutton goes to Garcelle. And the placement is very strategic because Sutton and Garcelle are in the middle. Sutton's talking about, I always feel like I'm in the small chess club. But then she references Rinna having a small chest. Rinna doesn't have a small chest. Anyway, Garcelle is kind of like, so are you going to talk to Rinna or are you going to talk to Erica? And she goes, no, I'm talking to you. She's not ready for that. Great friendship. And I'm assuming that during that little conversation, they got their plan ready for this evening. They got their plan. Ow. Okay, so next to arrive is Diana and her fiance, Asher. Crystal knows Diana for years. Crystal be rolling in that big money club. And she says that Diana made a comment to her saying, you know what's the difference between me and you? You're so relatable and I'm not. It's like, okay,
Right.
that's your friend. That's your friend. Asher has this humongous bottle of wine that they brought back from Europe, and they give it to Harry for his birthday. They seem nice, you know. She's rolling in with the entire left side counter of Cartier Panther's Panther collection. The rings, the necklaces, the everything. Child. They sit down to the meal. Hold on. Do I have a picture of that? I think I do. Oh no, I don't. I didn't bother to upload it. Let me see if I can upload it. They sit down to their meal. It seems like it's going to be several small courses.
Mm-hmm.
Small courses. This is the aftermath of all of the ladies together, but it was a nice setting. It was decent.
Right.
Could it have been better? Yeah. But that's okay. I do have a picture of the food though. This is what I mean about this jewelry. Hold on. Wait a minute. Look at this. You can see two of the rings there, plus this huge diamond. Okay.
Right.
That's one hand. The other hand, her left hand got on two panther rings. My God. And then in this picture, you can actually see all four of the rings that she has on, three of which are the panther rings. It's a lot. And then she has on two panther necklaces. Wow. But she describes herself as nouveau riche. And she even tosses the jewelry around the table for others to enjoy, like Kyle. And then you got Erica and in her confessional already getting married to Diana, changing her last name, Erica Jenkins. What is going on here?
Oh my goodness. Well, we know Erica needs all the change she can get, so hey, do what you gotta do.
She actually said that shit out loud. Erica Jenkins.
I,
Miss
I,
your old life much?
but I love it though. I love that she's honest.
No, she was saying, yeah, Diana, get me a yacht. Let's go to Paris. Let's do this.
Right.
Erica Jenkins. Does it have a nice ring to it? What?
And Asher is nowhere to be found. Bye. Bye, Asher. We don't really need you.
Wow. Wow. We see, let's see, and even Erica at the table has to beg Rinna to introduce her to Diana. Because Diana got introduced to everybody else who she didn't know except Erica. How is that? Anywho, Lisa gets up and gives the obligatory toast to Harry, thanking him so much for picking her up and marrying her, and keeping her around for all these years. Yay. He's like, enough. I think he said something like, well, what else was I supposed to do? Or something like that. It was just a very weird comment to toast from your wife, but okay, Harry. Next thing you know, the meal is finished. The men go off to another table, and you hear Mauricio asking Asher like what he does, and I think he's into Broadway and music.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Then the rest of the men come, and this is where Harry tells Rob, they're going to be over there fighting. Just leave them alone. And they talk about their stuff, like how the handshake, the right hand handshake came into being, because in olden times, the right hand was your sword hand and the left hand was the hand you used to wipe your ass. So you would never use that hand to shake. You would only use your right hand. So PK chimes in and says, I'm going to be brutally honest. I never fucking wipe my ass with my left hand. So y'all deal with that.
Right. Good old PK.
And that's their conversation at their table. Mauricio looks kind of buzzed, as usual. The ladies at their table, Sutton jumped straight out of the gate. Speaking of being grateful for being here, I am very grateful for being here. And I might have misspoken, Lisa, about the situation at the charity event. And I do apologize because it hurt your feelings. Not if it hurt your feelings, because it hurt my friend's feelings. Lisa was like, okay, thank you for apologizing. But let's make this real clear.
Right.
I am invited to that charity event all the time. And you canceled your table and left Harry and I without seats and da-da-da-da. And she's like, I didn't cancel my table. I didn't cancel my table, Lisa. That's a lie. And she's like, Lisa is doubling down on this. This is what Harry's agent told us, and da 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 da. And she's like, and so Garcelle's like, but didn't you bring receipts? And everybody's like, wait, what? So then Diana says, I think that this is not the time or the place. Let's have a little class. And so then Lisa Rinna's like, this is a true disservice to the charity that you went and canceled your table and left us stranded. Not once did Lisa Rinna say anything about her and Harry Hamlin buying tickets, but that they were just supposed to have these tickets. And if it wasn't for them agreeing to do 30 minutes with IDBM or whatever it is that Marlo can't pronounce, and neither can I, that's how they got into the event. And Sutton is like, don't go there. I did not want to do this. Crystal chimes in and says, well, let's ask Diana. she underwrites that event, which she
Oops.
does. Her company gives a huge contribution every year. So Diana says, look, maybe, you might have, had a table, but then canceled it, something like that could have happened. And Dorit chimes in and says, no, they went to the event. They were all at the same table. So Lisa is realizing, whoop, not computing. She's like, look, like whatever it is, let's not discuss this. Like she starts backpedaling. And
Right.
Garcelle is like, no, you guys are accusing her of not buying a table. Sutton, you have the receipts. Show it. And you hear Erica in the background saying, yeah, show it. So she goes, okay. And she takes out her paper. She gives it over to Garcelle. Garcelle reads it. Garcelle looks at the table and goes, y'all, she bought the table. It's paid for. In the confessional, epic confessional by Sutton. Sutton says, okay, let me put on my readers because I'm 50. She takes out her paper and she goes, put on my readers. We gonna read. And she reads that she paid for Lisa and Harry's tickets, 11 grand for their tickets. She goes, here's my Amex card. And then the response from them, thank you so much, Sutton. It's all been taken care of. Boop. Boop.
Right.
So then there's this scene when all of that is going down. Look at this. Take a look at this. Remember the placement of the ladies. Sutton and Kyle. Sutton has her back to us. Kyle is sitting next to her. Look at Kyle talking to her with her hand on Sutton's back. With all of this going down, with Lisa ranting at the other side of the table, why is Kyle up in Sutton's ear? Why is Kyle constantly trying to be producer on the floor in this season? I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts getting catty. Garcelle at one point, hold on, let's see. Oh, so when Lisa starts backpedaling, she says she's going to accept the apology because then Sutton says, look, you of all people know what it's like to put your foot in your mouth. And Lisa agrees and says, yes, I do. And she goes, I apologize, and Lisa accepts. And so let's see. So then Erica says, where's my apology? And without looking at her, she goes, you don't get one. And Erica says, why not? She goes, because I don't like you. And so Erica's like, well, fuck you. And she goes, well, fuck you too. And so then Kyle, who's sitting between the two of them, has to be like, okay, come on, like stop it. And so then Garcelle gets up and goes, no, I'm leaving. And Sutton says, yes, I'm leaving too. She goes, this is not right. Like, I don't like how we're talking to each other. This is what Garcelle is saying. And she goes over and she taps, they go to the top of the table where Lisa is. And Sutton is like, I really love Lisa. I really like Lisa. She's a good friend. And I just want her to be a good friend. And so then they kind of make up. But you see Garcelle tap Erica and say, you're enjoying this too much. You're having too much fun. And it's not right. And so then Erica brings it back down a little bit. And so then the ladies go back and sit down. And let's see, what else happened? So when Sutton and Lisa are doing that little hug thing and making up, you see in in Kyle's confessional. She had a really good confessional earlier when Diana was chiming in, because she said, I see why Lisa brought Diana here, was to serve as her backup.
Her character
Right?
witness. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
hilarious.
because she goes, oh, you've got receipts? You've got receipts? Oh, ho, 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 ho. And she's saying that's what Lisa's doing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
then she goes, now I understand why Diana's here. And then when Sutton and Lisa were making up, she's like, I don't believe this. I don't believe this at all. No way. And Garcelle is like, that's fake. She doesn't believe it either. Because it couldn't have been Garcelle doing that.
Right.
So we see all of that. That is the end of the dinner. And the last scene is where we are at Diana's house for the first time. She has a beautiful home. Beautiful home. And she's got a chef, a nanny, a housekeeper, and then a stylist. And we get introduced to all of them. We get to see her 22-year-old son, Innes, I think his name is. And her 19-year-old daughter is in Europe doing equestrian stuff. We see her 1-year-old baby girl that she has with Asher. The older children are with her ex-husband. We find out that, at 19 years old, the war broke out. She was living in Sarajevo. Her father got her out. She was a refugee. She was living in London. For those first 10 years, things were really tough. Mm-hmm. She did whatever she had to do to get by. Whatever job she could get, she did it. And then she met her husband, who was this top investment banker. And she had her 2 kids with him. Then they divorced because she realized that she wasn't happy. And she wanted to have her own identity. So she got $250 million in her divorce.
Shout out to Diana Jenkins. Good job.
And so and then she tells us that she met Asher at a Victoria's Secret party, and it wasn't ever meant to be anything more, but they kept on seeing each other, and then she wound up having a baby. He's 33. There's a 15-year age gap, and she said, you do the math to figure out how old I am. She's grateful that Asher can grow a beard now, because it makes him look a little older, but she hates the beard. Girl, those are your problems? Okay.
Right.
Last scene, we see Kyle going to Sutton's store, and they sit down and have a talk, and Kyle is regurgitating what happened at the Bel Air house, and if Sutton is okay. And she doesn't think that her reaction to what happened to their friend is appropriate. Kyle, how are you going to tell this woman how to feel?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody processes things differently. Her relationship with Dorit is not the same as your relationship with Dorit.
Exactly.
I thought, I hate Kyle. Kyle need to go. I really don't see why she's even here. But again, Sutton was like, so what do you want from me? My house was burglarized when I was 14 and my father shot himself in the head. What do you want from me? I was like, what? Kyle tells her, you doubling down on this. I just don't understand. This is not you. I don't understand. Sutton is like, I ain't got time for y'all. My French designer just got cleared from immigration, bitch.
Right.
We doing a Parisian party, and I'm a Francophile.
So Asher, I'm going to tell you now, great job, but don't be like some of these idiots and fumble the bag. You already got the baby. Don't get the bag. So call Ashley. See how she did it. I'm just saying, call Ashley. See, like Ashley, girl, like I saw what you did with Michael. I need tips. So it was a prenup. I need the prenup, the baby nup, the mid prenup was the first prenup over, and maybe a
Mm-hmm.
second baby nup. Okay, got it. You better watch this
I don't
season.
know. I don't know. Asher, oh,
And if she's giving you any kind of money, you make sure you put that in a separate, untraceable Swiss bank account.
I don't think she's gonna marry him.
Because if anything happens, she may pull a Kelsey Grammer on you, marry you. I'm just saying, and trade you in for a new model like you did to Camille. Don't be playing these games.
Yeah, it seems like they all have a good relationship. Ennis,
Hmm.
Asher, you know. Um,
Of course he does, because that's like his older brother.
oh,
Oh, sorry.
child. It's interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about Diana yet. I've got to see more of her. I hope she doesn't she doesn't seem like the type of person to follow blindly behind Rena and her nonsense, and I'm
Hmm.
hoping that is the case. But that was the episode, y'all. That was the episode. So
I'm
from the
liking the
bit that
season.
you saw, what do you think?
I like it. So I like it. I like Sutton. I'm loving this new Sutton. She's like, I'm just not gonna play with y'all no more. The southern,
Mhm.
like the southern. She's only giving the southern grace what she feels that it's earned or it's warranted, not just because she
Mhm.
should give it. She's just been giving it because that's her upbringing, her nature. Now she's like, nah, you chicks don't deserve it, so I'm not gonna give it to
Mhm.
you. I'm here
Mm.
for Garcelle, like just eating Erica up, and leaving no crumbs during the season. I've seen the trailers. She's not playing with Eric. But see, here's the thing with Garcelle. Garcelle is showing herself to be a real friend,
Mhm.
and a real friend, um, a real friend is going to tell you the truth at all times.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's a real friend, and Garcelle's a real friend. Now, is Erica in the space to have real friends? I don't know. I don't think so.
No. No. Mm-mm. And it's so amazing to me that they're like saying that Sutton is selfish and self-absorbed and all of that. Have you not seen Erica these past few seasons? But the one time that Sutton in her 3 seasons on this show is really putting her foot down and standing her ground, y'all can't stand her. Stop it. Kyle, you yourself have been insensitive to other people during times of crisis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why she's on this bandwagon now.
Exactly.
I mean, Kyle, you're crying enough for the entire cast,
No lies there.
But we'll see. I have a feeling that I will be aggravated by Kyle throughout the season.
Yeah,
Um,
but when
I,
aren't you
and
aggravated by Kyle though? I'm just saying.
True. But I really feel like the shelf life of a lot of these wives on Beverly Hills has expired. I think we need to get a new crop in.
Like I said, you could build around Garcelle, Sutton,
Mhm.
Crystal. You can ditch all the other ones.
Maybe keep
You
Diana.
do well. Diana's new, so we can keep her. And and Dorit could be a cute friend of the show.
She does
Dorit,
give good face because
good
she
face.
had an epic response when Sutton and Erica were going back and forth. When Sutton said that final, "Well, fuck you too," um, Dorit was like, "It was better than Kyle's face."
You know what I want? You know what I want for Dorit because I guess I like her. I just want to see more of her business. I want to see her. I want to see her in. I like Dorit when she's doing her business. And here's the thing: you could honestly build around Dorit, Sutton, Crystal, Garcelle, and Diana. Ditch Rena, Kyle, and Erica. Because with Dorit, I would like to see. I like seeing her in mommy mode and businesswoman mode. Love her there and the
Mhm.
fashions, of course. But I would like her to. She started to do this in past seasons, but then backed off. I wanted her to be more assertive with the likes of Erica and Rena. I want her to be more assertive. I want her to do what Sutton's doing and like, I'm not gonna play with y'all no more.
I wouldn't count on that for this season
Right, right,
because
right.
of what happened to her at the top of the season.
Of course, yeah.
But if she gets the therapy that she needs, that might be a breakthrough on how to handle some of these people,
I
because
hope
she
so.
shouldn't. I feel almost like she's thinks that she's reliant on them to keep her
I
position.
agree, 100%.
And you're right. I do remember the season when she had Beverly Beach with the bikinis and stuff like that in the fashion show. That was the most interesting she ever was to me.
Oh, and her wedding dress is gorgeous. Not gonna say her front, like
But it
I,
wasn't front and like I didn't see it. She wasn't as heavily involved, maybe because
right.
of the pandemic and it was
Mm-hmm.
all on video. But with Beverly Beach, she was in it
Right.
physically, and it was a different Dorit. She was actually
Right.
Dorit.
Yeah. And she's very good. Like with her,
Mm-hmm.
I love her scenes with Garcelle and Sutton.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They bring out the best in her, whereas she
Mm-hmm.
seems more comfortable and more relaxed. But when you see her with Erica and Rena, she's very Erica, Rena, and Kyle. It's always tense, always
Mm-hmm.
tense.
Mm-hmm.
So she has a lot more to give. Like I think she has way more to give than they do at this point. Because I don't want to hear about Rena's like 13th store being broken into or in shut down. I don't need to hear about Harry Hamlin again. Don't care about none of that. Erica, you don't have no more money, so you should be out the way because you're not. You told us you're starting a business, but we ain't seen the business at one time. We don't know who funded it, so that's another issue. How you out here starting businesses with no money? And allegedly you ain't stolen nothing. Okay, we believe you. And Kyle, like you really haven't been iconic since season 1 and 2, where you threw your sister under the bus. So yeah, y'all can go. I mean, her first, like your first 2 seasons should not be your best seasons, and your best tagline shouldn't have been your season 1 tagline. I mean, how do you peak in the first 2 seasons on a show that was built around you? What kind of mess is that? Just saying, in my
Maybe
opinion,
maybe Vanderpump brought out the best in Kyle.
probably.
Mm-hmm.
But then Kyle got jealous.
Kyle got greedy.
Kyle was jealous and greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Because Andy, I'm not sure if y'all have watched this, but that special they did when and he's like, we built around Kyle and she's the nucleus, but he's like, when I saw Lisa Vanderpump's audition, I had to have her. I had to have her. There's no way she cannot do the show.
Rihanna gave birth to a baby boy a week ago.
Yes.
Mazel tov! All right, girl. All right, so wait, Susan, what's your question? Oh, that's great news. I was wondering why she been so quiet. Mm-mm-mm. A little baby boy. Now all she needs to do is get rid of the father, and then she'll be perfect.
For real.
Mm-mm-mm. I'm waiting on my knees to see Erica and Diana clash fireworks. Right. So wait, Diana and Erica have a spat. Are you going to review Seeking Sister Wives? Is that back on?
If it's back on, yeah, I'm here for it.
When is it coming back on? When is Seeking Sister Wives coming back on? That's crazy because they don't have the Rasta couple. They don't have. Do they? Oh, and the couple from Utah. They don't have them. Oh, well, we can turn Fridays into TLC Fridays then. Yeah, if it's coming back on next week, I'll look for it, Susan. Thanks for the heads up. We'll see what new cast of characters they bring back on.
Right.
Oh my God. Wait, Erica better be careful of Rinna. She bring a new carbon copy of Erica. Can't have two villains. Exactly.
Right.
I said last week that I think Diana is
Erica's
Erica's
replacement,
replacement. Yeah. Save your money, girl. Save your money.
which means Brenda should be turning on Erica anytime. I'm just saying, like you know how like Renna's fair weather.
I think Lisa will stay on that sinking ship until the bitter end and then snag the last like
Mm-hmm.
lifesaver
Yep.
and tell, Erica bye.
Right.
Okay, so it's coming on June 6th. Okay, so we still have a little time. We still have a little time. All right, y'all. That was the episode. I
Oh, and
hope you
Diana,
enjoyed it.
baby cake.
Mm-hmm.
Diana, baby skins. I hope you watch these last seasons and what Renna has done to all the friends that she's brought on the show.
Yes, Sutton.
Denise,
Well,
Sutton,
not even what she's done to the friends on the show. Look what she did to Yolanda. Look what she did to Lisa Vanderpump.
right?
You
You ain't
know,
special, Diana.
look what she's about to do to Kyle. How are you gonna come between sisters?
But my thing,
Seriously?
are you crazy coming for Kathy Hilton? I mean, I don't know where you thought you had the nerve.
I have a feeling that is like editing. That can't be
It
for
has
real.
to be
For real.
editing. It has to be editing. It has to be editing.
That cannot be for real.
If it, I here's the thing. I want to know whose house they at because I can't see them being in Kathy's house and Brendan talking to her that way. I'm sorry, I just can't see that. Because Kathy's the type of person who will call G's as soon as you get out of line.
But Kathy looked the most casual. I got to look at that preview again because Kathy's house is very distinctive. It reeks of old money through the video.
That's what I was thinking too. Like if that's Kathy's house and you know you have the nerve, yeah, oof,
Lisa got a lot of balls though.
she does.
Child. All right. So, any final thoughts on this stupid show?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in the live chat. We really appreciate you joining us today. Shout out to everybody in the replay crew, and I can't wait to see your comments on Housewife Thursdays. Don't forget to give us the thumbs up. I appreciate the ones that we've received. Don't forget to subscribe and hit your notification bell so that you'll know every time we release content because we're not that regular anymore. We've isolated all of our shows to Thursdays and Fridays due to schedule conflicts. So, guys, we just appreciate you whenever you tune in to us. All right. So, Jamal, until next time.
Yep.
All right, y'all. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.